Hello! In today's Archaeoscoop, my top 3 stories are as follows. Headline number 1 comes from Denmark, and more specifically Horsens Fjord, where the find of some Mesolithic or Ertebølle period paddles has been made. Since 2008 actually, it's been obvious and fairly clear to archaeologists working in the area that old, previously unknown Ertebølle settlements are being uncovered by the actions of waves within the fjord, and bit by bit human remains and bits of wood, including worked wooden sticks and antler axes, were being revealed by this action. So full investigations were undertaken in 2010 and again in 2011, and one of the major finds that they made were 3 ash wood paddles in various states of preservation, but nonetheless revealing wonderful artistry going into this object, which would have helped people quite literally paddle their way around in the Mesolithic. They date between 4,700 and 4,540 BC, and they're actually wonderfully made. One's kind of heart-shaped, the other one's sort of more spade-shaped, and they both have been inscribed, decorated. It actually ties in with other finds, I think at Tibrin Vig, I think it says in the article as well, where other paddles have actually been painted. So clearly the people who made this paddle to help, or these paddles to help them get around, really took a great deal of pleasure and pride in producing them. There's also some evidence as well that one of them was used as a chopping board to prepare fish by chopping off heads, probably. So yeah, it's very much a utilitarian object, but nonetheless decorated and loved. Anyway, for more on that, check out headline number 1. I do love the Ertebølle, so go and have a look at those. Headline number 2 actually comes from East Oxford, where 500 volunteers of the Archaeology of East Oxford Community Project have been unearthing a medieval nunnery. Now, the excavation finished a week ago, so last Friday, and what they were uncovering were sort of rooms and hearths and floors of this nunnery, which opened in AD 1110, so 1110 AD, and closed infamously in 1525 because the nuns were sharing beds. And also it's rumoured that some of them even had illegitimate children. You can't really have a legitimate child if you're a nun, I suppose. So this is not only a fascinating story, these scandalous nuns of East Oxford, but also actually a really good, yet again, another wonderful news story for archaeology interacting with the community archaeology, and it going ahead. So for more on that, check out headline number 2. Headline number 3 actually comes from Australia, a suburb of Sydney. The North Head Quarantine Station, which in the 1800s was being used to check incoming travellers, make sure they didn't have any terrible diseases, including influenza, smallpox, that kind of thing. But archaeologists have been investigating, but what they've actually found, what this story is about, is a far more recent archaeological addition, and that is a marriage proposal. In giant letters on sandstone, someone wrote, "Rebecca, will you marry me, Tim?" And there's been some conjecture as to whether or not she actually accepted the proposal, but also actually a little bit of, I suppose, storytelling from the archaeologists and what they hope happened. Maybe he went on ahead, wrote the letters, and then proposed, and she saw it, and this kind of thing. So in some ways, actually, it's a microcosm of what archaeologists do. They find something, and then what we do is we create a narrative around it. But in this case, it's only 10 years old, but it's still archaeology. So yeah. So I just thought that was nice. It's not very often you find marriage proposals in archaeological excavation, or archaeological investigation, rather. So for more on that, check out headline number 3. Those and literally, literally not hundreds, but literally feels like hundreds of news stories below from the past few days. Really interesting stuff. It was actually very hard to pick my top 3, so check out those news stories below for more. Also, great news with regards to the aspects of archaeology GIS. I last night actually had confirmed that I could make use of certain data with regards to viewshed analysis. If you want to know what that is, check out the video when it's published. So I'm going to be working on that today, probably a little bit over the weekend, and you can probably expect that on Monday, probably afternoon, if not Tuesday morning at the very latest. So I'm very excited actually that we managed to get some just one case study out of the 3 would be based upon real data, as opposed to just being a hypothetical example. So yeah, I'm very pleased about that. So thank you, and I'll be putting in a bit of a thank you to the person who allowed the use of the data in that video. So check out that when it is published. So there you go. It's been a very busy week here. We've just about got our workshop, well, nearly empty. So I'm almost moving into that. And also, yes, next week you can expect the results of the Archaeoscoop Indiegogo campaign. I'm very pleased with how that went. Anyway, it has been, as I say, a very busy week here. Not all that many videos, but hopefully you understand, because yeah, I really wanted to make sure I got some of that GIS data. Right, I'm going to go and get on with bits and bobs, and you guys enjoy the news stories. Really good news. And until next time, bye bye.